Since 1973, Tattoo Charlie's has been an established body modification studio in Kentucky, featuring world-renowned artists and piercers, currently with locations on Preston Highway and in Lexington, a staple point in the tattoo community. Learn more at tattoocharlies.com. Set up your appointment today at 7904 Preston Highway. Our tattoos are done while you wait. Welcome to the Metal Forge. I'm your host, Mark Jackson, and I'm going to be pounding out the best regional metal for you tonight. If you're new to this show, pick up your hammer and get down with some of these featured guests. Got any questions or comments? Send them to metalforgeradio@gmail.com. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Holy shit, what a week it has been. I want to thank everybody for checking out the episode last week with High Spirits, with Mr. Chris Black, who called in talking about that. It was a super awesome episode. I love talking to that guy on the phone. He was super cool, dude. So anyways, tonight I'm going to have Tyler Hill calling in from Lurker at the Threshold with since they're no longer a band, he's doing something new. But we're still going to play some Lurker songs tonight. Along with, I'm going to be checking in at the Barrel House on Market with Ed Snyder Black from WCHQ fame. And that'll be an on location. So you're going to hear a little bit of a windy stuff in the background there because it was outside. The interview was outside. The show was not outside. But the show was Julius, Banshee Child, and Manic Method this past Saturday night at the Barrel House on Market in Jeffersonville, Indiana. It was a super cool show. Fun show to go to. So many people there that it was like, oh, wow. Holy shit, you know, it's really cool to see you. I haven't seen you in like a month or like 3 or 4 months. You know, I love all the people on there. You know, and I do want to play a song tonight from that show. I'm actually going to play a couple. I'm going to play a Banshee Child song called Fortune Fame, and I'm going to play Beast by Julius that were recorded on location at that show. So before we get into anything, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the Patreon subscribers. Thank you for, you know, just listening. You know, it's just so fucking cool, man. You know, and I appreciate all of you that weekly get the show and just sit there and shoot me a message and just sit there and say, dude, you're doing a good job. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you all so much. This is Fortune Fame by Banshee Child.
One ocean, despair, sad emotion that waits at the foot of your door. My pleasure is pain, there's no need to explain. You'll soon find out what you have in store. I got a black cat ball, or a road chain, shoes on bullets, with the graveyard rain. Was a few that's made, and I made you believe that it's like a good like a night. You showed up back, I asked a question, so tell me. Crawling through the trenches and looking for my fortune. having us out tonight. Stick around for Manny Method. We had a blast. Thank you so much.
All right, I am standing here at the Barrel House in Jeffersonville, Indiana, with Mr. One, Ed Black from WCHQ fame.
Oh my God, we're back.
Yeah, like
back together.
3 weeks for getting a band back together. Ed, what have you been doing since the departure from WCHQ?
Well, if you want the specific truth, I've been sulking on the couch in an utter pit of despair.
Hey, that was the name of the original show.
Yeah, just trying to figure out what my next move was going to be, and to be honest with you, I have no idea, because because everybody who knows me knows that I started out in stand-up 2001. I've been doing that off and on for years, and right around the time that the radio station is closing down, there's a little 5% part of me. It's like, you really ought to go back to stand-up and give it an honest try, while the other 95% was going, God, no! God, don't do that shit again!
Oh, my God.
Kill yourself first!
Oh, come on, man.
So, that's been my attitude.
Give it an honest try if you want.
I don't know I don't want to go back to it, to be honest with you. I'm so done with it. But
I could dig that. I've sat on the couch many a times, thinking that I was done playing music and such. So
I don't know. Maybe I'll get back out there and play another gig or two. But as of right now, nothing serious.
Right. You said earlier you were doing some stuff for
I got
emceeing some shows.
Derek Manley got in touch with me. Of course, Derek from our afternoon drive. Yeah,
with Derek Wade Manley.
Derek Wade Manley.
Or the weekend wind-up.
Yeah, that was Michael Logston.
Oh, Michael was.
But Michael's in the band.
Michael's in the band. I was also. What was the other thing? It was the show that he had done. It was Thursdays from 5:30 to 6. It was where he was putting out all of the essentially the concert view for the stage stuff on the weekends.
Oh, okay. All right.
Weekend Warning. That's what I was thinking.
The Weekend Warning. Yeah, that's right. That was Derek's thing. Yeah. Derek had contacted me, and he said he was actually talking about before we even left the radio station New Year's Eve. And he was saying, I got some gigs for Zuzu Ya coming up. He's like, would you want to MC those? And at the time, I was just kind of like, I don't really know.
It's like, do you want to come out and tell jokes while we set up?
It's the same night that the station is ending. I'm just depressed by the end of the night, because you got to imagine, stroke of midnight, New Year's Eve. That was an awful time for me. It was just like you go from being a DJ, program director, board operator of this radio station, stroke of midnight, you're nothing.
Right.
You're nothing again. So I was in that mind frame when he asked me. I was like, I don't really know. It's like, I don't think I'd be that good at it. And, so I did go out to Jimmy Can't Dance, where they were performing. It's a little jazz club down in downtown Louisville. And
apparently he can't dance.
No. I was trying to figure out why this place was named Jimmy Can't Dance. It was just like that. I actually used this talking about in my emceeing gig, saying like I would have loved to have sat in on that board meeting, because this is basically a group of people sitting around talking about things they don't like about Jimmy. Like,
wow.
man, that Jimmy ain't got no rhythm. It's like, no, that's not gonna work.
Nah, that wouldn't be a good one.
Yeah, Jimmy, he's got a big nose. Like, no, it doesn't. Man,
it doesn't have the same ring as Jimmy Can't Dance.
You see, and that's
Jimmy Big Nose. Come on down and see Zuzu at Jimmy Big Noses.
You see, and that's when somebody said, man, Jimmy Can't Dance. They go, well, what's that last one? Jimmy Can't. I like that. Let's use that. So
definitely.
That's something I just kind of pulled out of my ass while I'm up on stage. And, you can almost see like, the tears in my eyes still, because I've been crying a lot from a station.
You're tough skinned. You put up with the Metal Forge for a year. Wow, they set up
Banshee
really
Child
fast.
is getting ready to take the stage here over at the Barrel House on Market.
Yeah.
And feel like we should get in and go see them.
Absolutely. Ed, thank you. It's been awesome.
It's been great seeing you, Mark.
Hey, this is Karen from Julius, and you're listening to the Metal Forge right here with Mark Jackson.
We have one more song for you. It is an original. It's called Beast. You can buy it on iTunes and listen to it on Spotify. But you know, we want you to buy that shit.
Give us a few minutes to change over. Next up is...
Welcome to
right now with Mr. Tyler Hill. Tyler, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing really good. How about yourself?
Dude, I am awesome. It started to get super cold again this week, and here in the Louisville area. So it's just gotta love the winters around here. You don't know if it's gonna be 50 or 20.
Yeah, we've been having some nice weather. Then we jumped right back into winter.
Yeah, like
maybe spring will pop up soon.
I hope so, because that means that it's you can get rid of the hoodie, but you can go and you can rock out the battle vest
exactly,
and go to shows, and especially go to outside shows, because
those are some of my favorite.
Oh, absolutely, festivals kick ass. I'm always a big fan of the festival shows. Especially like Metal Fest here in Louisville, Shepherdsville, wherever Alan's going to have it.
One. Yeah, that's always a good one to check out. There's a lot of great artists on those lineups.
Always is. Alan has always had a good like idea for booking good bands. So
and just bringing a community together to support his cause. With the cancer fighting.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the Jeremy No Cancer Fighting Weekend.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, and for him to be doing it as long as he has, it just kicks ass.
I think it's going into maybe its 9th, I believe.
I believe so. This is its 9th year. I've played a couple of them.
Yeah,
I have the shirts.
Yeah, right. I've played all of them but one. I think it was 6, maybe 5 or 6 that I wasn't a part of.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, we started off. I was in a band called Red Out Lies, and we played the first year there. We opened the thing, and it was a few hours later. A band had dropped off. Alan asked us to jump back on there, and we did. And oh man, it was so hot.
Oh yeah.
It was like 110 degrees, and we doing our second set. That was a brutal day, but it was a lot of fun, and got to meet a lot of new people. Just through his events.
Oh, absolutely. Mine played the first year that they had it in both the indoor and outdoor setup.
Yeah.
So I think that was 3, and the bar was just absolutely horrendously hot through the entire day because it was so hot outside. But if I remember right, they didn't have much of a air conditioning in that bar. No, they didn't.
And it's small anyway,
right? And
so you get a bunch of people in there.
Yes, and it was just ridiculous. So yeah, I totally know, but I'm looking forward to it. It looks like it's going to be a good festival show this year. But this isn't about like stuff like this. But what have you been up to lately? You were in Lurker at the Threshold, but that ceases to lurk any longer. So we no longer lurk. We're all still great friends. I wish I could talk to him a little bit more, but I picked up another job in my downtime, so I've just been working 2 jobs and taking care of kids at the moment. But I'm trying to get something back on its feet. Nice.
Something similar to Lurker, but with a little bit, I guess, more harsher tones involved.
Oh, yeah?
And it's actually me and Nate Stevens, Lurker's other guitar player. We're moving forward with the project. I'm not going to name drop to any other people, but we got some pretty cool people interested.
Secret.
Yeah, nothing official yet. So
keeping secrets.
But we've had a few jam sessions in the last couple of weeks, and it's been sounding really promising and heavy. So,
which is what we're all about here on the Metal Forge, is all heavy.
Absolutely. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that progresses, and hopefully get back to playing shows at the beginning of the summer.
Absolutely. Well, I will definitely keep you all in mind for the Metal Forge Live at 21st Amendment Tavern that I put on. We, every pretty much everybody who shows up on there has been a guest of the show at some point. And then later this year, I'm going to start putting some people on there from other cities because we're reaching out to other bands. So
right on. That's awesome.
So, since you're getting together with new musicians as well, how do you guys get together, and what do you all do to write a song?
Really, it's kind of enter a room, toss back a couple ideas like, hey, check this riff out, or, check this out. Let's mess around with that for a little bit, see what we can tinker with.
So it's a collaborative effort at this point.
Pretty much, like me and Nate, we have several songs already written. So we've been kind of using that as something to build upon. Not something that we might actually use later down the road, but just a starting point.
Right on. Yeah, I could dig that.
To get a feel, kind of a sound mapped out, figure out what direction to go.
Definitely. So when you get in there, do you have like a typical concept you guys like to stick with writing songs? Does everything have to be like about true crime, or is everything about ghosts? You see what I'm getting at here?
For me, I don't really care what it's about. I'm not super political, so I don't really want to jump into like political stuff in my music, or religious stuff. Other than that, whatever,
Absolutely. I'm about 110% on board with that too. So, nothing overly political, nothing overly religious. I could, 100% agree.
That's not, those are, my opinions, I don't want those, in my music.
Right. Right. So from any other previous band, do you listen to yourself musically? I try to ask that based off of not a critique factor.
Right. No, not really. Sometimes I might go back and listen to something from like 10 years ago and be like, oh, okay. I guess that wasn't too bad.
It's like you get to hear the progression of things.
Yeah, but that's about it. But no, I don't put a CD on of myself and jam it.
Right. Do you sit there and you put it on there and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Usually I'll contrique more like that. Be like, man, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have done that instead. Okay. Or I wish I would have added this harmony over it.
Right.
Or
I can dig that. Like hindsight is 20/20, as they say.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the allure to music to you?
I don't know. It's always kind of been in my dad's side of the family. I had a lot of musicians on his side, touring musicians as well, mostly with country and stuff like that. And they've just always played, and it's always just kind of been there. And then I started picking it up, I guess early teenage years or whatnot, and discovering stuff on my own. And it's just kind of been that retreat for me, a way to get away, and to create something of your own. And I guess that's what's always pulled me to it.
Right on. I could definitely relate to that as well. So it's like, it's part of the relaxing factor.
Right.
Being able to get out the creativity so you don't have to, go crazy.
Right, exactly.
Right.
I've got all these bad emotions inside. How do I get it out? Oh, this loud, angry music.
Right. And that typically, that's been a pretty common answer, actually. So, and I can relate to it as well. So, if you could have played any concert from days gone past, what would it be?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Because there's so many.
And I've seen so many good ones that came through Louisville, and that's a really tough one to answer.
I mean, most people answer stuff like, I would have liked to have played Woodstock, or something like that. But I mean, even looking past that, like some like Live Aid, or what is Isle of Wight? I look at stuff like that.
Right. Really, something I would like to be a part of is that Full Terror Assault. That's in Ohio, I believe.
Illinois. In Cave Rock, Illinois. It's usually the first weekend of September.
Yeah, and I think it's still a pretty new.
Yeah, 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah, this
Okay.
year is the 6th year.
But there's always some really cool Louisville bands that's been representing the last couple years.
Oh, hell yeah.
Eulogy and Blood was on it last year.
Stonecutters have been on
Stonecutters have been on it. I think that one would be, yeah. I think that would be a really cool one to participate in.
Oh, absolutely. I've been wanting
that
to go
doesn't
as
quite
a
answer your
fan.
question, but yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
no, that does. That definitely answers my question, you know. It doesn't have to be like this ridiculous, you know, like walking or Woodstock or anything like that. I mean, because it's really close. It's a close to home gig that's 4 days. And,
yeah.
And looking at the pictures, you know, it looks like it kicks ass. So,
oh man, whenever it comes around, I've got so many people on my Facebook feed, or a few of them that go, and I'm just jealous looking at the pictures.
Right, because I think it's a pretty big deal. I think if you go for the full 4 days, it's like $125, and that includes camping and everything. So
yeah.
But I mean, I'd totally love to. I dig that 100%. That's a total metal answer.
Right on.
What is your greatest musical accomplishment?
That's another tough one. I don't think I've gotten there yet. So hopefully this next thing will be.
Hopefully it'll be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which the second part of that is, what's your goal to surpass that? But
yeah, I'm really anxious to put out a record and have, you know, some material for people to listen to that's decent quality. I haven't been able to do that with Lurker,
right?
So I'm hoping, you know, that's my next goal.
But you all have,
I guess.
But you all have stuff digitally, though.
We had some recordings. It was mostly like some live stuff we cut, you know, in a rehearsal setting or whatnot. But nothing that really got mixed and mastered, you know.
Oh, okay. I see that now. Because I am going to feature another couple of songs from those as well.
And the stuff that we have posted on there, it also dates back from when we were called I Left Her Body in the Woods about 5 years ago. And some of those songs on there, we didn't play those as Lurker. Some of them we did. Okay. I don't know.
I get it. I did. So, if you could have written any song or album from somebody else, what would it be?
Oh, man.
I mean, I usually use this as a gauge, like what speaks to you the most, and usually that's what people answer is, you know. And I always
this is totally not going to be a metal band at all.
Oh.
But Silverchair's Neon Ballroom. I've been listening to that a lot lately, and I just really love that album. I used to listen to it when it came out or whatnot. I hadn't listened to it in years. For some reason, some of the songs popped in my head, and I was like, oh, yeah. Started listening to the first song on the album. Next thing you know, I'm through it all.
Interesting. And, I have heard so many people say so many different things, non-metal related, like, oh, I'd love to have written like this Willie Nelson album or this Jethro Tull album or something like that. And it's just like, I have actually never had Silverchair referenced. And I think that is
really?
Yeah, I think that's really cool because it stands a test of time where, like, you know, at one point in time in music, that was a big thing.
Absolutely. I mean, and for me, when I first started playing guitar, I was heavy into grunge. Nirvana was my thing. And, you know, from there, like, you know, Silverchair's more earlier albums were more grunge.
Right.
But that Neon Ballroom, it just added the orchestra kind of stuff into it. And then still having some heavier tracks on there. And lyrically, like, it all just spoke to me, you know, when I first heard it. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, I could dig that. It makes total sense.
But I could name off a ton of albums like that, though. The Smashing Pumpkins, Melancholy and Infinite Sadness. Like, that would have just been an incredible album to write.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's just
epic all the way through, 2 discs.
Right. And then just think, at the end of all of that, you could go promote wrestling.
Right.
like Billy Corgan's doing now.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, it's so great. Although I really love it on unlike the credit scenes for that show, they actually credit him as William Corgan, which is funny. Because
got to be professional about it.
Right, now he's all professional, big time. He's like a new Vince McMahon. Oh my god.
Just balder.
What's that?
Just balder and not as muscular.
Right, just balder and not as muscular. Exactly right. Here is a musical question, and you did say Silverchair as a thing. So, you are familiar with the concept of Spinal Tap?
Yeah.
Have you seen This Is Spinal Tap?
Yes.
So you know the hilarity that ensues in being in a band.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
the question is do you have a favorite Spinal Tap moment from your career musically? Or even in life in general?
Oh man, I've got a couple pretty good ones musically.
Go for it. The floor is yours.
I've got one. We played a show at Uncle Pleasant's when it was still around, and we got there super early. It was like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, something like that. And I can't. We opened up. I was playing with Red Hot Lies, and we opened up with a national act. I can't remember who was coming through. But anyway, we get our stuff loaded in, and our vocalist is hammered drunk. It's 3 in the afternoon. It's the middle of summer. It's hot. And he's complaining how hot it is and how hungry he is and how broke he is. And we're all broke.
Right, because we're local musicians.
Yeah. So there's like a Mr. Gaddy's or something down the street, and he goes walking down the street. And it's about 20 minutes later, we're standing outside, and he comes running down the sidewalk, and he's got a plate full of pizza. And he's spilling pizza everywhere, just a trail. Leading from Mr. Gaddy's. He's like, I got food, guys. I got food.
Oh my god.
Like, what did you do? He was like, I just ran in and started filling up a plate. I was like, all right.
Wow.
That one was pretty funny.
That's probably why they're out of business now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't know if it's still open or not. The Gaddy's anyway.
No, if it's over by Uncle P's, I think it's out now. So
right.
I think there's only one, maybe 2 left.
Yeah.
So you said you had another one? What's the? I'm curious. What's the other one?
No, I don't think I can go into that one.
Oh no, this is a podcast. You can say whatever you want. I can even say fuck now.
Right. That's. I'll keep that one to myself.
All right.
We'll leave a little mystery, but yeah, there's been a few moments like that. Every band has them.
Oh, definitely we do. Every single band does. So, all right, and like I said, here's a little bit of a quote whimsical question stuff. Along with the Spinal Tap. That's the thing. Do you have a favorite movie?
My favorite movie, I'm a big horror movie buff. So some of my favorites are the original Halloween, Creature from the Black Lagoon. I love the slasher stuff like Friday the 13th, Halloween. I already said that. Freddy. But I'm huge into that. More of the older stuff. Anything 80s and earlier.
Right. It's so cool that you say Creature because I actually have a patch on my battle jacket for the Amazonian Expedition Tour.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, it's so cool because it's like, yes, it's Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, so, I've got Creature tatted on the back of my leg.
Nice.
And That's actually currently what my wallet is. It's a Creature from the Black Lagoon wallet I'm carrying around now.
Like from his skin? No, I'm kidding.
Right.
creature leather.
It's made from a alligator, actually.
So it's totally him. Yeah, absolutely. I dig that. Do you have a favorite, like an actual like one film you could pinpoint as your favorite, or is it's just a big schmoz?
For me, it'd be a toss up between The Last House on the Left or Halloween. It'd be a toss up between those two.
Nice, and I can, John Carpenter.
Not the remake.
Right. The actual Carpenter. He actually went to Western Kentucky as well for college.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he transferred from Western Kentucky to UCLA or USC or something like that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Maybe not. No. Am I thinking of USC? That's South Carolina, right? I don't know. So I know it was to film school. I'm thinking he went to UCLA though. Somebody will definitely peg me on Facebook if I got it wrong, but I do know that he went to Western Kentucky. All right, now final question: what's your guilty pleasure musically?
Guilty pleasure musically. I've got a few of those. Taylor Swift. I can dig some Taylor Swift.
You like jamming out like 1989 or something?
No, more of like her country stuff when she first came out.
Oh, okay.
I just think her voice is really pretty.
Right.
On that kind of on those songs. What's another one? Taking Back Sunday. I love Taking Back Sunday. I used to get ripped on it hard.
Oh.
Fall Out Boy.
Really? That's surprising, actually.
And what's funny is people used to say I used to look like a member of Fall Out Boy for the longest time. It drove me nuts.
And you're like, I don't like that shit, man. That's not me. And then you're playing.
I've only got 4 of their CDs in my car.
Right. I don't like that shit, man. Do you have any parting words? Anybody you want to shout out to? Any words of wisdom for anyone out there before we go?
And just check out your local scene. There's a lot of great artists in Louisville. Artwork for the Blind. Granshaw there in Bowling Green, but they play up here often enough.
Oh yeah. And have been together for like
Blood.
12 years.
Yeah, forever. All great guys too. Who else? Eulogy in Blood, Volcandra. There's so many good ones. Just check out a show. I mean, that's the big thing. Go to a show.
Yeah, go. That's something that I've always sit there and said too. It's like, go to shows, support the people who aren't making $1 million a year at doing this.
I mean, we're just doing it, for fun, and
right,
and hopefully to share a part of ourselves with the listeners.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's the biggest thing you can do is go to a show.
For sure. All right. Well, I'm going to play some more songs, and we're going to check back with you in a couple of months, hopefully, where you might have your new project to be named at this point.
Keeping that secret too.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, you have to.
Box full of secrets over here.
Right, because you never know. You never know who's going to listen to these shows. I mean, I had people in Chicago listening to it last week because I had Chris from High Spirits on, which is an awesome band. If you haven't heard them, check them out.
Definitely should. There's another band from up there, Inner Decay. We played with a Metal Fest with them. I think at Metal Fest 7. Really cool dudes, awesome band. So definitely check them out as well. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for calling in, Tyler. It's been awesome, and we're definitely going to look forward to seeing what you've got coming out.
All right, I'll be letting you know when I'm ready.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, thank you very much.
Since 1973, Tattoo Charlie's has been an established body modification studio in Kentucky, featuring world-renowned artists and piercers, currently with locations on Preston Highway and in Lexington, a staple point in the tattoo community. Learn more at TattooCharlies.com. Set up your appointment today at 7904 Preston Highway. Our tattoos are done while you wait.